Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Okay, so I know I've been pretty negative lately, and honestly, yeah, like a lot of my videos I've uploaded over the past year or so have been pessimistic when it comes to Avatar Studios. I'd call it realistic, but sure, it's definitely lean negative. And just to be clear, I'm not apologizing for any of that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Brian and Mike and Paramount and Nickelodeon and Avatar Studios as a whole have delivered, because they haven't. We've been waiting for this stuff for like 5 years, 6 years now, whatever. I've lost count. And for me, it's been even longer than that because I've wanted an animated Avatar movie for years. I honestly didn't even care what it was at first. I just wanted one in the universe somehow. But the fact that it's an Aang movie makes it even better. So now finally we have the designs. We finally have something real to look at, even if it was revealed in the most Avatar Studios way possible. But with that said, here are my thoughts. So right out of the gate, I guess I'll just start with the poster image, because this was part of the whole leaked batch that got uploaded to places like Target, Walmart, and apparently Amazon did too. I didn't see the Amazon one, but a bunch of other YouTubers did. And honestly, this would look really damn good hanging in a movie theater. It really would. And beyond that, I just think it looks awesome. You know, I'm not going to get too into that. Obviously, we already know it's not going to theaters, but all of them look great together. I've always wanted this kind of Drew Struzan style hero poster for Avatar. I've always wanted to see something like that. I mean, even the season, the old box art for the season DVDs, they had posters like this, and I thought they looked really good. I'm assuming this guy up top, the top left, that he's got to be the villain, maybe it's a past Avatar. I think his name got leaked at some point and it started with a T. It was like Taga or Tega or something like that. I don't even know if that was real. It could have been a fake leak, could have been a real one, I'm not sure. But either way, everybody on YouTube seems to think that he's a villain too. You got Toph in the background, Zuko, Sokka, Katara, and then the temple in the back, which is interesting because I can't tell if it's concept art style imagery or if that actually reflects what the background art in the movie is going to look like. So that's interesting, because I know they're doing like a deep canvas style thing that was like done in Tarzan, which is fucking so exciting. I would love to see how they do that. There's not a lot of detail there. I can't really make it out, but it does look good. It's a strong image. The logo is not the new one. One of the voice actors uploaded pictures of like the premiere, and there was like a new logo, and Brian recently talked about how there was a new logo going to be revealed soon. It would be really cool if Paramount posted it on Twitter or something like that as an official vector or a PNG, but you know, what do I expect? It still works. Everything looks really good. You can clearly tell that it was like meant for a t-shirt, but yeah, overall it looks really good. We finally have an image of everyone together. That's great. This is a good thing. We're making progress. So the first big close-up that we got that I want to cover is Aang. And he looks fucking awesome. We already seen, you know, kind of what he looked like because of that Paramount Crew t-shirt design. You know, just right here. Just give me a second. You know, right there he is. Right there. There we go. I love the detail in the robes. I love the pose. The whole thing just has a really strong presence to it. Weirdly, and I hate to be that guy that references anime because I'm not a big fan of a lot of anime. I don't want to come off as a sort of weeb or anything, but he kind of reminds me of Saitama from One Punch Man, which is kind of hilarious. I mean, there's a shot in book 1 of Korra where Tenzin is airbending, and it was animated by some guy named In-sung Choi or something like that. But some of the best animation I've seen in the show, and probably some of the best animation I've seen like ever, is in that shot. And it's got this like flowing robe and shit like that. It's really incredible. So seeing that kind of movement and energy applied to an adult Aang, a character that I fucking love, hopefully with even better animation than that, since this is a movie and they have a much bigger budget and they had a lot more time to work on it, I'm really excited to see it. Aang just looks great. He just looks fantastic. There's no complaints from me whatsoever. Now we have Katara, and again, she looks really, really good. just like everybody else. And what's interesting about her design is that compared to the other characters, she actually looks a lot easier to animate. Obviously, the folds in the clothing and the shading are what's going to add, you know, a big bulk of the detail in the animation itself. I love the braid. I think that it looks really, really nice. And overall, she's pretty much exactly how I pictured an adult Katara to look. People have already pointed out that yellow fabric on her belt and how that might be a connection to Aang or whatever, which is nice. It's a cute little thing. I like that. It's pretty cool. Adds an extra color to her because I think yellow and blue go like really well together. And honestly, I don't really have anything bad to say about this one either. It just looks fucking awesome. So Sokka doesn't even have a full body shot image that was uploaded. There's like no shirt of him that was leaked or whatever. It's so frustrating to me because it's like I feel like he gets sidelined a lot. Like, I get it. He's the non-bender. He doesn't have powers. He doesn't have bending or whatever. So from a marketing standpoint, I understand why he would kind of get pushed to the side a little bit compared to the others because, you know, it's a family property. It's a kid's show or whatever. It's a kid's property. They want to show the guys with all the powers and stuff. I get it. I totally understand. But even from that big hero shot of everyone together, he still looks fucking awesome. It doesn't matter. He really does. Everybody looks great together. I'm going to get into Toph and Zuko in a little bit, but Sokka looks great. The club looks awesome. I will admit, though, this is not a complaint. I'm not criticizing it, per se. It's overkill, man. Look at that fucking club. He looks like he's about to fucking behead somebody. That's crazy. It looks cool though. You know, they were thinking like, oh yeah, we got to redesign it because we got a lot more pencil mileage now and we got more time and a bigger budget. We could spend more time on the drawings and stuff. So they wanted to update the club somehow. They wanted to like, maybe he gets a new one or something like that. I mean, it's been years. It's very possible he could have. And that's totally fine. That's fine. I'm just saying, god damn, look at that fucking thing. Holy shit. It's wild. But yeah, it just looks really, really great. I like that he has the longer warrior's wolf tail, which is actually pretty funny. Because you can actually see that kind of influence in Korra too. He's got like a knot behind his ponytail in some of the shots in that book 1 flashback. Overall, he just looks really close to that like CinemaCon image that we saw. I like the clothing. I like the teal, the lighter blue, the dark blue. Like there's some good line work on his shirt. It looks awesome. It looks very tribal, water tribe, good stuff. And here we have Toph Beifong. Toph is one of my favorite characters in the entire show, full stop. Aang is probably my second. No, he's not even probably. Aang is definitely my second favorite character in the entire show. I love that character. Toph is like right behind him though at number 3. And you all know who number 1 is. We're gonna get to that man, that beautiful man, in just a minute. But Toph, yeah, I love this character. Her design, she just looks great here. I really like the metal details on her. I wonder if they're gonna have like a scene where she like puts on her armor or something, kind of like Lin did in book 1 of Korra. She's kind of jacked, which is honestly really cool. It makes sense too because like earthbenders are all about being physically rooted and stuff like that. Because even back in the original show, she always had that like sturdy, compact build, even though she was like super small. But here she just really looks like somebody who looks strong as fuck. I think it fits her character, obviously. And she also just looks really cute here. Seriously, look at that fucking face. Oh my god, she's so fucking cute. Not even joking, this might actually be one of the best headbands Toph has ever had in anything. It's also really cool that she seems to have what it looks like the meteorite bracelet, which is really, really cool. Or maybe it's kind of like a reference to it. I like that they kept those classic Toph colors, like the lime green, the tan, that earthy palette. They added a little more to it. I like the overcoat. Melon Lord is looking good. And now we get to the moment we've all been waiting for. The beautiful man, Zuko. Honestly, I could just leave it at that. That's it. That's pretty much everything I need to say. It's unbelievable. I love every single one of these characters' designs, but this is my guy right here. Anybody who's been subscribed to me for any amount of time or has heard me talk in passing, seen one of my videos way back in the day, already knows that Zuko is my favorite character of all time. If you would have told me 10 years ago that one day I would be sitting here looking at an official feature film quality render of adult Zuko, I would have called you a fucking liar. But here we are. One of the things that really jumped out at me is how much he looks like fucking Ozai. I love that so much. I think it works so well. He's got that really cool bang falling over the front, and it gives him this very anime-esque look. Not in a bad way, but in a way that feels like it's paying homage to like the late 80s, 90s anime that Brian and Mike like to reference, actually. He almost looks like he could exist in something like Cowboy Bebop, which is another one of my favorite shows of all time. He kind of looks like Vicious in a way. It's fucking awesome. I love it so much. The amount of detail here is fucking insane. There's so much line work, there's so much texture, so much going on with the hair and the clothing, and it looks incredible. But that also brings me back to one thing I have been worried about because of these designs. Not the designs themselves, they look fucking great, the animation itself. I don't want them to just stick to keyframes and in-betweens that are incredibly detailed, but there's not a lot of them to the point where it can be considered feature quality. Essentially, I just don't want this movie to look like a really, really pretty and polished episode of TV. I want there to be a lot of frames. I want this thing to be juicy looking. I want it to be like a Disney movie in a way, because that's the trade-off I'm nervous about. These designs are gorgeous, but they're all pretty fucking demanding if you look at the line work and everything. There's a lot that they're going to have to pull off. But I've said before on Twitter, and I've said it here too, if this movie can hit the kind of fluidity you see in something like The Prince of Egypt or Akira, while keeping this level of design integrity, then we're in unbelievably good hands. Especially with the whole deep canvas tech that they're going to be using. I'm just blown away. I really hope they could pull that off with a character design like this, because if Zuko looks fluid, like animated on fucking ones most of the time, fluid, and this detailed, it's gonna look absolutely unreal on screen. That is so important for this movie. It has to look like that. It has to look super, super fucking good. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. I honestly didn't think I was going to make this video either, because it's been a couple days since this has been shown. But I felt like I needed to touch base, because if I do end up coming back to YouTube, which is very likely, and I wanted to talk more about Avatar Studios stuff that's coming out, I needed this video to be kind of a buffer to show people, hey, I can be positive too. I can. And everything I've said about Avatar Studios on Twitter and videos and comments, all of that, I know this is going to sound very cliche, but it's because I care. I want the best for Avatar more than I can even explain. I care about this property so much, so whenever I complain, it has been often, but whenever I do complain or make a shit post video or whatever, it's because I care. And I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. There's really isn't another property I care about more than Avatar. Nothing even really comes close. Even my favorite movie doesn't come close to Avatar. I want to see it thrive. But anyway, getting off my soapbox for a second, Toph looks great. Aang looks great. Katara looks great. Sokka looks great. This dude looks cool. And Zuko is a beautiful, beautiful man. That is my guy right there. And I'm so sorry, but he better have a fucking L'Oreal commercial, because at some point, if they start to market this and they don't do that, it's going to be a missed opportunity from Avatar Studios again. But yeah, I just had to make this video to touch base. There will be more soon. I'll definitely have more to say about stuff soon. And I'm going to try to be a little more positive, because now, after all the teasing and all the false hope, it really does look like we're finally about to enter the real marketing phase for this movie.